one of you to step into the spotlight with me, because by the end of our time together, you'll not only know how to do that, but also be inspired to embrace visibility for yourself. Let's start by acknowledging a universal feeling that many of us, including myself, has had. That sense of being underestimated and undervalued in the workplace. As a woman, a minority, and an Asian American, I've had my share of moments where people wrongly assumed I was the intern, questioned my ability to deliver very simple presentations, and expected me to continually prove my worth despite my extensive experience in the field. Before we dive into strategies to empower us in the workplace, let me share a bit about my background. I am the daughter of first-generation Taiwanese immigrants who embarked on a daunting journey to the United States in their mid-20s. They arrived without a support network, a deep understanding of the culture, or fluency in the language. They often found themselves alienated from conversations, struggling with everyday tasks like comprehending medical advice and adapting to an entirely new way of life. Fast forward to my entrance onto the scene as the first American-born member of my family. My parents had a clear mission, securing a brighter future for my sister and myself. They prepared us with what I call the typical Asian tools: an obligatory musical instrument, violin for my sister and piano for me, Kumon math, and a hearty dose of wisdom that had served them well. That wisdom could be summed up into 7 simple words: head down, work hard, and fit in. The notion was simple: work diligently, blend in seamlessly with the crowd, and success would naturally follow. But dear parents, I have to break it to you, that approach is wrong. An illusionary ladder to success. You can't reach the top by simply doing an outstanding job and blending in with everybody else. In reality, it might actually render you invisible, stuck on mundane tasks, and excluded from pivotal conversations. Several years ago, I started a new advertising job. At this point, I was 18 years into my career. And within the first 3 months, I found myself entrusted with not 1, not 2, but 3 new business projects, all with the same deadline. It wasn't because I was the star closer. No, it was because these projects were perceived as the ultimate long shots, the Hail Marys of the company. The higher-ups didn't harbor high hopes for these ventures and opted to keep their star players focused on surefire wins. So they turned to me, a relative newcomer, and piled on the impossible. I was handed a triple challenge with minimal oversight and resources. However, I brought home all 3 victories. You would think that this would change the game for me, and I would now be seen for all my years of expertise and experience. However, think again. I was more seen as a fluke, and the largest of those 3 projects was actually handed to another colleague of mine. After that, I was still excluded from the big conversations, back on non-promotable projects with low visibility, and even being managed by people who were below me. Instead of confronting my employer and demanding the same recognition my peers had at my level, I stayed quiet and I asked myself, what did I do wrong? And how can I prove to them that I'm actually worthy? Unfortunately, my experience is not unique. According to a recent survey by USA Today, only 16% of Asian men and 20% of Asian women feel fully included at work. That is the highest percentage of all ethnic groups. Harvard Business Review actually say Asian Americans are the least likely group in the United States to be promoted to management. Therefore, there is a significant chance that the Asians you work with feel like they're being under-recognized. In search of solutions, I contacted Asian American leaders who reached the pinnacle in various industries to uncover the secrets to their success. And so today, I will share what I learned in 2 phases. These lessons will be instrumental in bridging the gap between your untapped potential and the recognition you deserve. So let's begin with phase 1 and become our own #1 fan. Finding, asking, and networking. Starting with finding your voice in meetings can be daunting, especially if you're the only person of color and/or woman in the room. But did you know that speaking up can be the key to your success? Finding your voice means overcoming the cultural mindset that you should only speak when you have something useful to say, and being confident in sharing your ideas and thoughts, even if they are imperfect. Early in my career, I struggled to speak up in meetings, wanting to ensure I had thoroughly understand the assignment before sharing my thoughts and making sure they were absolutely perfect. However, this approach led to others perceiving me as not bringing value to the meetings and becoming the note taker, or even worse yet, not being back to future meetings because I wasn't adding value to the room. Commit to saying one thing in every meeting and work your way up from there to overcome this. If finding space to cut into the conversation is difficult for you, you can always ask a manager or an ally in the room to call on you in a meeting or give you specific speaking parts in a presentation. If you're finding it difficult to say something or what it is to say, you can start by asking questions or supporting others' ideas to establish yourself as a valuable team member. Other ways to make your presence known are to leave comments, especially if you're in a virtual environment, or sending follow-up emails with your ideas that can make your ideas be heard. Next, asking. Have you ever felt stuck in your current position, sensing that the opportunities you deserve are just slipping through your fingers? Well, it might be time to start boldly asking for what you desire. Stating your career goals and advocating for them is an essential key to success in your professional journey. As a child, I was instilled with the belief that asking for help would signal weakness, and that I should wait to be given what I deserve. However, here's the catch. When you refrain from seeking assistance, your manager may actually remain totally oblivious in the areas in which you would want to improve, or what goals you have in mind for yourself. It's all about identifying what you want and communicating these aspirations to your manager, mentor, or anyone capable of aiding your journey. Don't shy away from being bold and requesting opportunities, promotions, or constructive feedback that would actually propel your growth and development. By advocating for yourself, you demonstrate a proactive commitment to achieving success in your professional life. Lastly, networking. This may sound daunting, especially if you're a bit of an introvert like me, but did you know that building your network can also be the key to your success? According to HubSpot, 85% of jobs are filled through networking. In fact, according to CNBC, 70% of those jobs are never published publicly. And of those jobs that are published, I wager they probably have an internal candidate already waiting. So networking is important to finding those career opportunities and mentorship. One of the best ways to network is to attend events, conferences, or join a community group related to your industry. This allows you to meet people in your field, learn about new trends and opportunities, and establish connections with those that can help you. You can also connect with people on social media, where you can build a professional network and stay in touch with those you've met. Being genuine in your interactions and showing authentic interest in the other person's work is essential. Remember that networking is a two-way street, so offer help or value to others when possible. This can strengthen your professional relationships and open yourself to new opportunities. Now that you've completed phase 1 of becoming your own number 1 fan, let's move on to phase 2 and getting your presence known. In our community, Asians are often encouraged to embrace virtues like humility and modesty, principles rooted in Confucianism. We're not taught to talk about areas in which we excel and even deflecting compliments. I'm not saying to go out and brag about your accomplishments, but instead to create a personal brand to help others have a clear picture of what you're good at and why, so that it creates a memorable image of who you are. This will help others accurately describe you when you're not in the room. In my advertising career, I've had the privilege of working with some of the world's biggest brands and helping them to craft narratives to make them noteworthy. And I thought to myself, if I could sell French fries or sheet metal, how could I use those tools and those techniques to solve how to be seen and be memorable? In phase 2, we're going to ace your personal branding with awareness, consistency, and enticement. Let's begin with awareness. This involves identifying your unique selling point. You can start by reflecting on a distinct attribute that you want to be known for. It can also be helpful by looking at a strengths list and identifying a few qualities that resonate with you. You can take those qualities a step further and support them with real-life experiences and credibility. Just as in advertising, where consumer feedback is essential, seeking external input from friends and family can be a helpful sounding board to narrowing it down to just one strength. The goal is to have a clear and memorable personal brand that really resonates with others. This process can be iterative, involving several rounds. It's like refining a product for market success. You have to test your strength hypothesis. Do you genuinely want to be known for that strength you've identified? Having a crystal clear image of who you are makes communication effortless and leaves a lasting imprint. Remember, the narrower and more focused your brand, the easier it is for people to remember and connect with you. The next part of branding is consistency. It's all about ensuring that how you present yourself and what you stand for remains unwavering across all your marketing communication. This unified image and message of who you are will help you stand out from the competition and establish authority in your field. This can reinforce the qualities that your customers can highlight when recommending you to other people. Major brands that have left a lasting mark on our minds have done so by consistently showcasing their identity and values over time. This steadfast commitment to their core values and purpose isn't merely about repetition, but about authenticity. This authenticity has propelled them to the pinnacle of their industries. They haven't just endured, they've thrived because they stayed true to themselves. Lastly, entice. It's time to package who you are and get it out there effectively. There's no benefit in being the best kept secret. It's time to make your brand known and get people interested in it. Beyond merely relying on your ability to articulate your uniqueness clearly, consider the power of the elevator pitch. Imagine you have only an elevator's pitch worth of time to convey who you are, why the person you're speaking to should care, and what is the next step in your relationship. Here's an example of an elevator pitch of mine. Hi, I'm Bernice Chao, a thought leader on helping agents who are often invisible be seen in the workplace. I would love any introductions to those who want to share this message in their companies or within a classroom. Additionally, an essential step in cultivating your brand is having a website. This digital space serves as a destination for everything that aligns with the image you wish to project. Whether it's showcasing your work examples, articles featuring your expertise, or endorsements from others who've worked with you. Your website becomes a convenient hub for those seeking to learn more about you. Given the prevalence of online searches, it's worth noting that people are likely looking you up, just as you might look up others. And if it was down to you and one other candidate, that candidate who has a curated website with experience, who do you think will land that opportunity that you're going for? The beauty of your website is that you get to curate what appears there. So emphasize the aspects you want people to know about you. And let's not overlook social media. While we often consider these platforms as spaces for family and friends, remember that potential employers and professional contacts can see everything. So use them wisely. Platforms like LinkedIn is great because it prioritizes careers, and it is a powerful tool in standing out in your industry. This provides an excellent platform for showcasing your expertise and highlighting your workplace achievements and thought leadership. In the world of personal branding, your online presence can be your strongest ally in making a lasting impression. And for those who want to skip out on social media altogether, remember the survey from Career Builder. They found that 57% of employers were less likely to interview a candidate that they couldn't find online. And isn't it better to craft that narrative you want than let others create it for you? I found that shaping my story has not only helped define my personal identity, but it also gave me the power to effectively communicate my unique value and be seen in the workplace. As a result, I can now attract the right career and personal opportunities. In conclusion, I hope this talk has inspired you to claim space and to use your voice to make an impact in your own life and the lives of others. Remember, being visible is not conforming to societal norms or trying to fit in. It's about standing out, being true to yourself, and presenting your unique perspective to the world. So the next time you're in a meeting or networking event, feel free to speak up, ask for what you want, and connect with others. You never know what opportunities may arise when you step out of your comfort zone and put your true self out there. Together, we can create a world where authenticity is celebrated and every individual has the chance to shine. Let's be our own #1 fan and ace our personal branding so that we can embrace being visible. And parents, let's teach our children to hold their heads high, work smart, and stand out. Thank you.